So I grew up in California. I grew up in LA, was raised by a single mother. And I think more than anything, she really just kind of taught me about hard work. She always worked, always hustled. And I saw that, and I think she set a real good example for me. I moved out here in 2015. I actually moved out here for cost of living. I lived in San Diego for 10 years before I moved out here. And in San Diego, you could get, a small 3-bedroom condo for almost $400,000. And I was like, well, it's gonna be real hard for me to buy a house here. So I don't know, I ended up here. Honestly, I wanted to end up in North Carolina, Charlotte, just because I saw that in the industry that I worked in back then, there was a lot of positions there. I just turned out that I ended up here. I ended up getting hired before I even moved out here for a position here in Columbia. I got tired of helping people rent houses. Being in affordable housing, there's a lot of compliance work, there's a lot of paperwork involved. And after a certain point, you see that maybe you're not helping people grow as much as you want to help them grow. And so I just wanted to take it another level up and see if I could help people buy houses instead of help people rent houses. Well, all I could really say is that I've been put in some very difficult positions in the past. I have been a single mother. I just recently got married, but I've been a single mother for a long time. And I think being in some bad relationships, sometimes you end up in very difficult situations. So when I first got pregnant, or when I had my first 2 kids, I was fairly young. I was 21 years old. And I had to kind of figure out how to live on my own. And so I have been put into positions where I've been left homeless. It's been very difficult. It's been more than once. And the only thing that I can say that I have definitely learned from that, and I've always told myself, I'm never going to put myself in a position where I'm going to let somebody else, like a man, dictate where I live. I'm going to make sure that I place myself in a position where I am secured financially. And I think because of that, I'm very motivated to just continue working and make sure that I'm able to provide for my children. Even now that I'm married, there's a different level of security there with having a significant other that is there to help you. But that ambition and that drive doesn't go away simply because I've been through some messes in the past that I just don't want to put myself in again. I really try to help people fit the criteria that they need to fit in order to qualify. So I've been real good about maybe working with somebody that I've been working with like a year and tell them, well, this is what you're gonna have to do. I give them a game plan. It really is up to them to do that, take those actions, but I don't ever tell somebody no. I tell them these are the steps that you're gonna have to do in order to qualify. And as long as they follow the steps, and that's exactly what one of my agents always tells them, as long as you do what exactly Jamie is telling you, you're gonna get that house. You just need to follow these steps. So really for me, it's about helping people and ensuring that they know what they need to do in order to qualify to get a house. I don't know. I mean, I want to say that just the drive to be able to provide for my kids, my drive comes from that. And I think it reflects in the way that I work. I'm very quick to, or try to be quick to respond to people. I try to answer all the questions. I try to be thorough. That being said, when I bought my first house, I feel that I didn't have a very good experience. I had 3 children at that time. I was a single mother. It was a male loan officer, and I felt like I was being questioned. Like it felt a little bit like you were being put down. Are you getting child support for which. So it was one of those incidents where I want people, when I'm helping them, I want them to understand that the questions I am asking is because this is part of the loan process. And I definitely try to make sure that I'm not doing anything in an offensive manner, because a lot of the people that I do help, I want to say 80% of my clients are going to be the single mom. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're approaching everything carefully and not insulting somebody. Or that the way you're asking things are not in a way that's going to offend somebody. Well, I am fluent in Spanish. And I think when it comes down to communicating regarding the loan process itself, it's very challenging it already is a very challenging process. And so if there's a lack of communication there, it's going to be even more difficult. And so as people are hearing about me and they're understanding that I speak Spanish and obviously trying to also provide very good service to the clients, I feel that I've been able to help a lot. And so there's been positions where I've been informed that they've been working with somebody that maybe perhaps doesn't speak their language, and there is a very big lack of understanding there. And I think that's very difficult. You can't go into such a long process. This is the 30-year commitment that you're getting yourself into, and if you're not really understanding the communication that's going back and forth, you may be in for a surprise at the end. So I think the benefit here is really that I'm able to communicate well with the clients that primarily speak Spanish or better understand in Spanish. Really, my goals are just to help as many people as I can. Ideally, for example, there's an organization called NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And they have this top, 250 list for real estate agents and for loan officers. And my goal next year, because I haven't been in the industry for long enough, I don't think, but next year for 2020 perhaps, is to fall into that category, be one of the top 250 agents that are helping not only Hispanic clients, but also just in general helping people. But it would be such a blessing for me to feel like as a Latina, I'm part of that top 250 count. Well, I'm very excited about the switch, honestly. I think I had already been looking a little bit into brokering options. And the idea behind brokering, you just have a lot more options, a lot more opportunities. You have lower interest rates, you have lower fees. So that in itself is a benefit. If I could give lower interest rates, then we could potentially help more people. But aside from that, I think there are opportunities to help people. For example, with the Hispanic community, you'll deal a lot with a lot of people that just prefer to get like a manufactured home. And so sometimes with the lenders, the options for manufactured homes are limited. The interest rates are really high. The closing costs may even be higher than the norm. And so if I could help more people get into that type of house without the additional fees, then that's going to be a benefit. In addition, if I could do ITIN loans for people who have taxpayer IDs, they do pay taxes, but they don't necessarily have a social security number. And I see that there are more broker options for ITIN loans than there are with the lender loans. And lender loans are very limiting to people with ITIN numbers, and I see that's not going to be the case here. So I'm excited about also helping quite a few people that fit into that category. So people who have been preparing and are pretty much look good to buy a house, but because of other reasons don't fit into the standard mold, I think this is a really good opportunity to help some of those clients. The best way to contact me is my cell phone number. My number is 803-665-1045, or by email, jamie@greatratelender.com.